folks, welcome back to the channel. uh, Robert's gonna be gone for another month and a half before he comes back and we start riding. He's still got to do some riding to get some more kilometers on his big bore kit before we get to really hitting the trails hard. Daniel is in the process of getting 1,000 kilometers on his new big bore kit that we've stuck in there. So, I mean, I'm sitting here with nothing to do but look at this thing and go, just what can I do to make it better? Well, folks, I live in Thailand, and in Thailand, that little engine design right there has been around for decades, not just a few years. I'm talking decades. And the guys around here, the young kids, they've sat back and started doing things to this engine years ago, and they've come up with some pretty miraculous stuff. Matter of fact, my mechanic has been doing this for almost 2 decades, and he's got a circle of friends that, you know, I call the Magnificent Eight. Okay, there's 8 total of them that get together and they see what they can do to their bikes to make them better, make them faster, make them stronger, the whole bit, reliable. That's the key on it, is they want reliability. And these guys have done some miraculous stuff to their bikes, and I'm lucky I've gotten to meet these guys just simply because I keep pressing for more and better things for my Honda CT, which if I didn't ask for and didn't push it, would probably not be presented to me, because I'm not, how you say, I'm not in the Thai clique of little hot-rudders and what have you with the small bikes. It's been, oh God, 6-7 years ago that I first met my mechanic, and he put a turbo, yes, a turbo, on a Honda Cub 110, or was it a Honda Wave 110? Not real sure which one it was, but he put a turbo on it, and I mean, that thing would flat scream, and it didn't ignite, it didn't blow up. So I started having him do stuff on my Honda Wave to the maintenance on it, you know, just simple stuff like that. So it was natural when I got the Honda CT 125 that he was going to be the guy that did all my work on it. And I just had some work done on it. Daniel and Robert are a couple of months away from us actually hitting the trails again, and I wanted to put something on my bike to stretch out a little bit ahead of them, because they both got the same gearing, they both got the same big bore kit. It's like I've lost my advantage on my 2 riding partners, and not that I want to just, you know, smoke them or anything like that, but they wouldn't have done what they've done if I hadn't done it first and found out that it works. So basically, I bit the bullet and we did some more stuff to my little Honda CT 125. Had the oil changed, one thing. Had the clutch adjusted, 2 things. Had a camshaft stuck in it, 3 things. Got the valves adjusted because of the camshaft, 4 things. And I told the guys I had a couple of cans of compression put in there. But anyhow, you know, that's not true. You can't do that. But anyhow, I had them do that. And then there was the key thing of what can you do to make this thing really sing and set up and bark. And that was number 5. Guys, I had them replace the ECU and put remap the one that they put in and made it to where it actually sings. So anyhow, let's see what this thing sounds like now. And I'm sure you've all heard somebody's car back in the good old days, the 70s and 60s and so forth, where they put a camshaft in there that livened things up, and it would really pep it up. And at idle, it would sit there and hunt. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just listen. Yeah, baby, that thing, and it rocks. I mean, with the clutch adjustment, this is what really got me. When you back off the clutch, it's like you actually now have a clutch, and it decelerates. So I'm going to have to work on that throttle response again, make it not be so jerky on me. But I can do that. But anyhow, I love that sound now. Like that seat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get my chest strap on, and we're going to take the bike for a ride around the block. So it's a 5-kilometer little deal, and you should be able to hear and see the power response now on the bike. So hey, don't go away. Another 5-6 minutes, okay? So I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, folks, at the front gate, I'm going to make a quick 5-kilometer trip around the block. Just listen to the bike. Sounds like my old hot rod Chevy Nova. Like we're going to have to pass that one. The shifts in between the gears, now that he tightened up that clutch to where, man, I tell you, it's tight. It's like the bike wants to take off, just sitting here idling. When I back off on the throttle, the bike really nosedives and wants to decelerate, which is something it did not do prior to this camshaft being installed. I'm not giving very much throttle. If you notice, that's all the throttle. It's not even a quarter throttle. And this thing really does react quick. wants to launch when you shift gears. The mechanic really wanted me to put a much smaller rear sprocket on, and I think this definitely has the power to pull a smaller rear sprocket. Pull it enough where I honestly believe this thing would probably do 120 kilometers an hour, no problem. Starts out in pavement, and then we're gonna hit some dirt. I just want you to notice that we just did 90 kilometers an hour in third gear, and that's with the gearing set to go out and climb hills. I don't like the backfiring, but I'm going to bring it back to my mechanic and see what the heck we can do about eliminating that. Of you are willing to do 90 kilometers an hour on a gravel road. This is on a gravel road that we're doing these kind of speeds. Imagine if I'd have just had this still setting in stock gearing. And just listen to that engine set there and idle. Now, I don't know if you can see it right here on the front of the bike, but you can see it wanting to take off. Yeah, I can sit back and just idle it along. We're in third gear here. Taking it nice and easy. The throttle response on this thing is amazing. I cannot believe it. that backfire, Noah. That's just, what that is unburnt fuel igniting once it leaves the chamber. Now, why it's not burning inside the combustion chamber, I don't know. Also, don't know if you noticed on the odometer, but I was doing 33 kilometers an hour in first gear. I've never been able to go that fast in first gear. It's going to take some getting used to. Every time I back off the throttle, it's kind of like you have a regular clutch, and it just uses engine braking like crazy on it. To be honest with you, I can see Daniel and Robert both wanting this done to their bikes. I just have one thing to say: it wasn't cheap. Do a little dirt roading. Also, I want y'all to know that my mechanic, yeah, he put 150 kilometers on this in a day. I don't know how he got so many kilometers on my bike in such a short time. Really didn't want this guy going the same direction as me, but he's gonna let me by. This is a rough road. It's a good example of what the suspension will do. This bike's going to be so much more fun now that I've got all this done to it. I am going to do one more. Well, I've got a couple of items that I've got ordered for the bike. One of them is an air horn. So basically, instead of that cheap plastic air intake pipe, it's going to be a stainless steel air horn. So if any of you know anything about turbulent flow, you know if you've got a nice smooth surface, your flow is much better. If you've got something that's ribbed, like the stock air intake tube, then you know it creates turbulent airflow. And anytime you have turbulent flow, which is what I've got right now, it restricts the amount of air intake. Well, you know, if you got more air to go in, you're going to burn some of that fuel that it's not burning. God, I love this bike when it's